The concealer that I like to use is going to be my Maybelline Age Resistant. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my first video of my first ever YouTube channel. Thank you so much for actually tuning into this because I have a lot of awesome things to show you guys. So this video is actually going to be based on makeup today. I am going to show you how to do a full face of makeup with drugstore makeup only. If you're trying to at least get your makeup price under $50 from the drugstore, then this is going to be a quick, easy way to do it. So make sure you keep tuning in. Alright, so what we have first is I'm going to show you guys my makeup products that I have from different drugstores. Some of it's going to be from Dollar General, some of it's from Walmart. A lot of it is super cheap items, so if you actually are looking for them, I can tell you where to get them. I'll also have a link for each item in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Alright, so first thing I'm going to show you guys is going to be my eyebrow pencil. This one is going to be my CoverGirl. It is a little bit of a light / medium brown color. This I actually bought in a kit already at Walmart, so it just came with this. And I actually really like these brushes because it just gets really good defining on your eyebrows and everything like that. So the concealer that I like to use is going to be my Maybelline Age Resistant. My Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This thing is really cool because what it does is it actually twists up and turns, and it's really easy to use on everything. So next thing we have is going to be my concealer brush. Now this doesn't actually have any concealer in it. I have held onto this thing for a long time because it is a great sculpting brush. It's really hard here at the top, so whenever I'm trying to do my eyebrows or trying to get some type of definition underneath for my eyeliner, or even like to line up my lipstick, it works really well for those. And it's easy to clean off, just use a wipey and just clean it. So next I have my other brush that I like to use. It is definitely worn, so please don't judge me for that. I've had this for probably 3 years now. And I do clean these brushes. It's just ripping because it's old. That's it. I use it a lot. And this I like to use for my eyebrows, and I like to use actually for my eyeliner as well to get it kind of up there whenever I'm getting it, you know, lined up perfectly but kind of faded. So then I have this flat brush right here, which I actually use for my baking whenever I use my Wet n Wild. And this right here is the side, and this is the side that I use right here. I don't use this color because I have a different bronzer for that matches better with my skin tone, because as you can tell I am pretty light skinned, so I have to use lighter types of makeup. But this is great for baking whenever you want to do your under eyes and then your forehead, your chin, your nose. And I'll show you guys later on what that's going to look like as well. And then with our eyeshadow, what I like to use is this LA Colors that I actually got from Dollar General back about a year ago. This is the nude colored palette. So if you guys like that reddish but dark brown / blackish colors that come in here, then this is the one that you would definitely want to get from Dollar General. And again, all of the products will be as a link in the descriptions below, so please make sure you read down there. This right here is another one of my favorite brushes. I actually really like using it to do the definition of my bronzer on the side of my nose. This helps a lot whenever you're really trying to get it to look good and you don't like using regular brushes. These two brushes right here I use, of course, for my eyeshadow. So this one is actually the more firmer one that I use for the base of the eyeshadow. And this one right here is actually the one that I use for the regular powder if I'm just trying to get into my creases and all that stuff and blending. Now with this one I use for my highlighter. Or if I need to use some sort of lighter shade color for my eyeshadow, then I use this, not just for highlighter. So then I have my favorite pink brush right here that I use. This one is going to be the CoverGirl Clean Edition for my foundation. This is probably one of my favorites to use because it makes my skin look like it's matte finish and everything, and I absolutely love that about makeup. This one is going to be the 150 Creamy Beige. And I also actually got this at Dollar General as well, but you can get this at Walgreens, Walmart, H-E-B, wherever. Whenever we're doing our mascara, I always go with this one. And it's definitely a little older, so the plastic off of the front is definitely gone. This though is just what I like to use for my bottom lashes because I do use fake eyelashes for my top ones. I do use a Kiss brand. They're super old, so I just reuse them, but you clean them, and the more you clean them, you know, the better it is for you to wear. So don't ever think that you can't reuse them and just throw them away, because actually you can reuse eyelashes for a good while if you know how to clean them properly. So this is going to be the highlight that I use for the creases of my eyebrows. It is the e.l.f. palette, and I really like this one because it has a great color right here at the top. And I really like using this one for mostly everything because it just works well with all of my stuff. Last but not least, we have our NARS bronzer. This bronzer has lasted me for over 3 years so far, and it still is going with me. Now I normally would use this one, but it's too dark. This one is perfect shade, and I know it's not a drugstore brand. You can find it online though. I'll also have a link below for this one. But look how much that has lasted me for just 3 years. That is amazing. I have never found a makeup that was that good. Alright, let's get started, guys. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my eyebrows. So, with the eyebrow brush, I'm going to brush up here. I'm going to get over here. So you always want to go up, and at the crease, they do tell you that you have to go this way. And so I do have my CoverGirl eyebrow pencil. So what I like to do is I like to go and do the very front and just get that line. Because once you have a line started, then you know like where you're gonna be going with it. So with this one, I am going to do a box shape. Now nobody's perfect at eyebrows, so don't even judge me if I do this really bad at some point. Because at the end, if it works, honestly. So this is obviously very sloppy. Very sloppy. The edges are always the hardest part, but if you can do the edges perfectly, then you are definitely better than I am. And mistakes happen. That's what concealer is for, guys. So if you do mess up, just use the concealer. It's not that bad. Or if you really mess up, then just start over. There's baby wipes too. So we're just gonna continue filling in our eyebrows. And I will show you guys how you can clean this up right after, obviously. So I'm not gonna let you go out with bushy, ugly, crappy ass eyebrows, so don't worry, you'll look fine at the end. Okay, so obviously as you can see, my eyebrows are not even, too thick, and they don't look defined. So now that's where my Maybelline concealer comes in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up and down on the very front on both sides. I like to start on the front of both sides first just because it makes it a little bit easier for me. And then I'm gonna go up and arch it right here. I want to make it a little bit smaller because I want it to match this side as well, and I already did see that I made this one a little too thick, and it just doesn't look good on that, for that side. So we're just gonna try to kind of fix that with this concealer. And we're not just gonna use the concealer. Obviously we're gonna use that old sculpting brush that I was telling you guys about that I really like using with this one. All right. So then we're gonna go up. And you see how there's a line? Of course there's going to be, because I did touch the actual eyebrow makeup. But that is why this thing is so good to use. Because you see I already fixed it, like for the most part. Oh, and also guys, please don't judge me because I haven't gotten my eyebrows waxed in like 2 months, maybe more. I really don't even know anymore. So yeah, my eyebrows are about to look a little bit ratchet. I mean, that's just how it's gonna be for now, I guess. All right, now we're gonna go with this brush. This is honestly one of my favorite things to use whenever I'm clearing off any extra concealer or excess makeup, because it has this point at the top and it makes it so much easier to just get around things. So we're just gonna go up, basically like we did with the sculpting one. And then we're gonna go down. That is part of the finish for my eyebrows. Okay, so this is just part of it. Whenever I have my full face done, you guys will see how good it actually turns out together. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild and I'm gonna go with the yellow right here. So with that, I'm going to take my white brush and I'm just gonna get a little bit of it. And then we're gonna put it right here at the crease, and then we're gonna go forward. So you want to get at least like a yellowish coat right here underneath your eyebrow crease, and then you want to go and just kind of blend that into the front, but don't go too far. If you go too far, then that'll just look bad. You really just need to stop right at that end point. You're going to do it at the same area on the other side. Remember, just blend it, don't touch your actual eyebrow, just go underneath and then go under here. I just made a mistake because I did touch my eyebrow because I guess I'm not really paying attention, but don't do what I just did. Go underneath the eyebrow into the ending point right there. So next thing we're going to use is the firmer base brush for my eyeshadow. So we are going to open up our LA Colors nude palette. Yay! So I decided what I wanted to wear tonight was going to be our darker one over here. I actually really like this color and these two will go together. So this palette is actually really cool because it has the colors that you go together and then it has the highlight that will go with it as well. So these two colors go together with this highlight, these two go together with this highlight, and then these two go with this highlight. I think that is just so cool how, you know, like right away, like you'll realize that, oh, that's really cool. I like that it matched it with the highlight because it makes it a lot easier instead of having to find something that matches with it in general. Now me, I've done a lot more experimenting whenever it comes to putting makeup on, so I kind of already match my own highlighters together with makeup stuff, and I just feel like it's just easier for me to pick it out myself because I am a little picky. The one we're going to start off with is going to be the base, which is this one right here. So I normally don't like to put too much on just because this stuff is your skin, and I don't really like it falling onto the rest of my face. So how I like to do it is I'm just gonna start over here at the corner because I'm gonna do like a smoky eye type of classic going out nighttime look. With this, I'm just gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna dab one more on there, and then I'm just gonna go in the crease a little bit. I'm going to bring the brush downwards while I'm going in my crease, and then I'm gonna put it to the right side of my eyelid down here. So that's one side. Now we do the other side same way. So just make sure that you don't have too much on your brush. because this stuff will fall on the rest of your face and you really, really don't want to do that. So we're going to just do the same thing we did on the other side. Do a little crease over here. Bring it down to the side. And we're gonna just stop kind of halfway there. And we stop halfway because the other color will, I'll show you whenever we get started on that part, but normally it'll fill it in and you'll totally tell a big difference. So we're gonna do one more small coat because this one does have to be a little bit darker. Now whenever we use the second color, it's gonna be this glittery, brownish kind of gray color. And I really like this one because of the glitter. So we're just gonna take this other brush that I showed you guys for this type of eyeshadow part. And we're just gonna go in a crease like this. We're just going to blend and blend and blend and go through here and then go back. Go in a circular motion. However you want your hands to move while you're doing your eyeshadow. Usually I do circles, like mini circles, or you can do it however you want. If you like just doing like back and forth, that's up to you. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. This, however, just makes it easier for me because this is how I was taught. And whenever I do my eyeshadow, I'm very thorough about it. So this has been turned out to be the easiest way for me. Oh my god, you guys, I'm actually really excited for doing my makeup right now because I am going out to a restaurant tonight with my boyfriend. And it's going to be a new type of food. It's like Balkan food, I think it was called, which I'm really, really excited to try. Alright, so we're gonna use our Wet n Wild again, the yellow. This thing is good for everything. I'm so serious, you guys, it really is. So we're gonna just dab in the front because we don't want to get it all over, just in the front part to kind of blend that in some. Normally I don't use my fingers for any type of blending, but that I felt like it needed to happen just because there are some times where the brush has just too much stuff on it. Okay, so we're gonna finish that part and then we're gonna do it again on this side. And so with my highlight, they do tell you to put it right here, but I don't put it right there. I put that e.l.f. highlighter right there. Normally what I'll put right here is this yellow baking powder, or I'll just put the highlighter that it comes next to. But because we did just use that white, I want to go back and kind of define it some more with this. And I just want to make sure that none of it shows any of the white that I just put on, the yellowish white. Next, what we're gonna do is actually one of my favorite parts is I'm going to be using my Revlon Color Stay eyeliner, and this is going to be the pen. So the pen is actually a lot easier for me to use, I would say, because it's already liquid, it dries quick, and it's really good with defining, especially if you want that wing. Now my wings are a little bit different. I'm a little bit of a mess whenever I do my wings, but you guys will see. So I do pull it. I know that sometimes they tell you don't pull it, but I pull it. And then I let it go. Now it does look really big right now, but I'm going to fix that and you will see how in just a little bit. So also I like to get the top of my eyelashes because whenever you put light powdery makeup on your eyes, sometimes that will make it your eyelashes really light, and even whenever you're wearing fake eyelashes it still shows, and that's really annoying. Alright, next. Oh, that one was really, really thick. Don't do what I just did with that one, because that's not exactly what I was trying to do. I would make it a little bit thinner than that. Don't push down so hard like I just did. That was kind of a dumb thing for me to do right now. And then make sure you get the top of your eyelashes. So then I'm going to take my Maybelline concealer again, and I'm going to twist it up and just put it right underneath my eyeliner. And if you want to touch it with your eyeliner, you can, because you see it goes up a little bit. So then I'm going to do it to the other side. Normally, I like to touch the concealer to the eyeliner only because it helps get that path started for me to the way I want to do it. So then I'll go ahead and I'll take this tool again and I'll use the pointy part. So I'll use the flat but pointy part. Yeah, I'm definitely not the most attractive whenever I'm doing that part because my mouth is just hanging wide open. And we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. And like I said, you guys, this is definitely messy. This is probably one of the messiest ways that I've ever done this before. Definitely want to make sure you're not touching your eyeliner to your eyebrow because then that just looks weird. And then we're gonna do it to that side. I'm gonna straighten it a little bit more. Do you see how it's kind of blended up and it looks still like a wing, but like a faded type of wing? That's the type of look that I like to do whenever. Next is gonna be our CoverGirl Clean Base. I cannot wait to use this again. This is definitely one of my favorites. Of course, I'm gonna use my pink brush. I always use this brush for base. So we're gonna do that. We're just gonna go up here. I'm gonna get up here in my crease. Make sure I get the lining of my face everywhere. I do also get my ears, but definitely make sure that you do get your ears if you are putting on a darker shade of foundation or base. Make sure you try not to actually get it on the eyeliner or on your eyeshadow, because then you're just gonna have to start all over. And why would you want to do all that? Alright. So what I was taught whenever I was 15 and just started really kind of doing makeup and all that, or doing my own makeup, I was taught to definitely always get your neck. My ears again, just in case. Alright. And next we're gonna go on to picking. Like I said, this is definitely one of my favorites. So whenever I do this, of course I'm gonna grab my flat brush. I'm just gonna get as much powder as I can on here. Now this powder can get very messy, but once you touch it, it's coming off immediately. It shows that it's a hard press, but it makes it so easily like everywhere. It's not even funny. I like to put a lot on because I like to bake for a good minute. Now if you want that good highlight of this color on your face, then I would probably bake for about a few minutes, 3 minutes maybe. And while you're waiting, go watch some TV, you know, do something fun. Just remember that this is still on your face, and if you walk outside, people might see it, and you don't want to look stupid. You can bake as long as you feel, you know, you need to be honest. Now, me, I normally just like to do 3 minutes. I don't feel like it's any necessary to do more than that. So we're just gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna let it sit. We're gonna do what we want. So I think I'm ready to actually brush out this powder. And we'll go ahead and start removing the powder. And I just go up and down. I just kind of lightly brush it off. It stays. You can totally see it still. Next, we're gonna do this side, same thing. I'm just gonna lightly brush it off. Okay. Then we're gonna go up here to the top. And we're just gonna go down and across. My nose, right there. And then with this one, I just go sideways. I don't really need to go down, I just go sideways. Next, what we're gonna do clearly is we're going to do our bronzer. Now, I'm gonna use the NARS bronzer, so like I said, this is the only thing that is not a drugstore use. But I did buy it for really cheap because I bought it from somebody. So I'm going to get a little bit of dab right here from it. I don't use too much. I'm really light skinned. I really don't need that much bronzer. This is already pretty brown anyways. So I like to squeeze on my cheeks by sucking in my lips. Helps you get a better definition of the bone. It's so much easier to do bronzer whenever you actually do that. So we're still gonna keep this out, but now we're going to grab our other brush that we're gonna use for our nose. So we're gonna just grab that, and do some of that, and we're going to go down the side of the line of the nose. And the same thing for the other side. Now I also like to do this right here, and let me fix my nose ring because that's not gonna look good if it's crooked. Alright, so then we're just gonna take it and go in circles. We're not gonna go to the top, we're not gonna brush it all up in here. So you're gonna do the same thing to the other side, and then we have our bronzed bridge of our nose. And I think it actually looks really nice right now. So next we're going to be using the NYX highlighter, which you can buy at any store. There's also a NYX store in the Domain in Austin, Texas. This is probably the only other liquid besides that concealer, like I said before, that I would actually use on my face. Don't like liquid makeup, but this shit is awesome. And I'll gently get the top of it. And I'll just get like maybe like a, I don't even know what you would call it, like a raindrop size. And then I'm just gonna gently put it here across the top of the bronzer. And then I'm gonna take the other one. Now this is gonna be a little bit more than a raindrop from the last one just because this thing started coming out real hardcore. So we're gonna do the same thing. And this time I'm actually gonna take a little bit more and just put it up there. And I actually like using this type of sponge because it's a lot easier and it actually absorbs some of it. And I like that. But I'm gonna make sure it doesn't go too far out from where it ends for my bronzer because I don't want my highlighter sticking out. It's supposed to be lined up. And that was definitely a lot of highlighter. We're gonna keep doing that until it looks good. So as you can see, that highlighter is bomb as because it gets really, really bright. I absolutely love that. So the next one that we're gonna use is actually going to be our e.l.f. highlighter. I'm gonna be putting this white one on right here. And I'm just gonna do the crease. And that crease is gonna make my eyes pop out just a little bit more. And then I also like to do right here at the very front of my eyes. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm only doing this highlighter on my bridge of my nose. So normally I'll put it just a little bit down, and then I'll use my finger to rub it in and blend. I don't go that far down. I want there to be space between the bottom of my nose and the end of the highlight on my bridge. Whenever we do this one, it does get messy. So there's just a little bit, we don't need a lot. I never like using a lot. Whenever I use a lot, it makes me uncomfortable because it's liquid, it's a little sticky. I'm not really fond of being sticky. I don't like anything oily. It's not super bright, it's really subtle, it looks really, really pretty compared to the top of my nose and my bridge. The next thing that we're gonna be going on to is going to be our eyelashes. These eyelashes are a Kiss brand. I bought these at H-E-B. You can definitely buy them anywhere, basically Walmart, H-E-B, Walgreens, CVS, really anywhere. And these are $5 for this whole 5-pack. Yeah, 5. Sorry, I'm bad at math. It's only $5 for that many. And what I really like about Kiss eyelashes is they actually do last a really long time. I don't like going out in public looking like I just rolled out of bed, but there are some days where I'll just throw on some pajama pants, put my hair up in a bun, and go on my way. I've even gone to the grocery store in my pajama pants. So what I like to do is I like to take the back of my tweezers and I'll just dip in the eyelash glue, or I guess hair glue, and then I'll just gently wipe it on here at the edge. When I'm finished with that, I will grab the middle part of my eyelashes, if they want to cooperate today, and then I will pull my eye, put it right at the top tip of my eyelashes, of my natural ones at least. And then all you have to do is go to each side and make sure each side lines up perfectly. This usually takes me a little bit of time just because I do not like doing eyelashes that often, but it is something that I do almost daily. Sometimes my eyelashes do actually cooperate with me. So really what sucks the most is whenever you have to try to get this front corner or front part, because those never ever want to stick and stay stuck, and it irritates the crap out of me because I'm always putting a good like re-chunk of glue, and I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't look good, that feels chunky, it feels annoying on my eyeball, I don't like it. And if any of you guys have had that issue before, please comment down below, because I know at least 2 out of 3 women that wear eyelashes have had this problem. It's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. So then we're just gonna do the same thing with this other one. I'm gonna get it to the front. I always like to pull back a little bit to make sure that I'm lining it up with the end, and I make sure it's correct before I start putting in the front. Normally what I like to do after that is I'll take my fingers one by one so I'm not messing anything up, and I'll just press down. But I wait for it to dry, because once it's at least a little bit dry, then it's okay to push it down, it doesn't stick to your fingers. But if you do it beforehand, it's very possible that the eyelashes will stick to your fingers and your eyelashes will come off. It has happened to me, I can't even tell you how many times, and it is very, very, very frustrating. So please don't ever do that. Hair glue doesn't take as much time as regular eyelash glue to dry, which is why I really like it. But it's also very easy for you to maneuver it around. So the next part that we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to that base eyeshadow brush. And we're gonna grab that sparkly glitter part that we put on top, which is that one right here. And we're going to just dab a little bit. And we're gonna go underneath our eyes. So instead of actually using an eyeliner underneath your eyes, I use the eyeshadow that I put on my eyelids. And I normally pick the darker one. This one's gonna be the lighter one. Just because I don't want to have my eyes be too dark, since I already have a bunch of dark eyeshadow on right now. As you guys can see, I did do it underneath. Last but not least, we are going to go ahead and do our bottom lashes now. This is probably the best brush and best mascara that I've ever used to do my bottom lashes, only because it keeps them separate so well. If I'm using something like this CoverGirl So Lashy brand, yeah, no, that stuff is so clumpy, I cannot do it. So we're just gonna go right here underneath, and we're just gonna kind of brush the ends. We're not gonna get too close to our actual eyelid because we don't want mascara on our actual eyelid. Just want it on the hairs. So you can kind of see it, but you can mostly also see the eyeshadow underneath. Okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing with this side. Oh, please don't make me mess up. Please don't mess up. This is always the hardest side because when I'm doing my left side, I am right-handed, and it's just a very awkward hand position for me. So it might look a little bit chunkier than the other side. That is going to be the finished look. The last thing that we need is some lipstick. Now this one's gonna be my L'Oreal Paris. It's like a nude balm. It's a lip gloss and kind of a lipstick. It's a little darker than any light version, which I really, really like. I'm just gonna go over it real quick. Alright guys, so that's the end of my video. Thank you so much again for watching my channel, and please tune in for my next episode. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe down below. Alright guys, thanks a lot, bye!